Comes the arm.
Tuesday's going to be interesting.
Well, welcome back. And as promised, for the last 3.5 years, the Village of South Orange has had a dynamic, intelligent, and great public servant, mayor and village president, I have to get that right, Douglas Newman. Doug, welcome to you.
Pleasure to be here.
Hey, I always wanted to do this. Hello, Newman. That was how I feel. I've got it out of my system. I won't think about that the whole time. It's great to have you. Tell me what's going on in South Orange.
Well, a lot of exciting things going on. We've just come through a difficult year in terms of budgeting, and we've made that process work, coming in with under a 2% increase, which we're excited about, but entering into a difficult year in 2011 in terms of the budget cycle. So
we'll do the best to do our part to give you the ability to make that a bit easier. It's hard to be a village president, mayor, a leader of any community, particularly in these rough economic times, but that's challenges make great leaders.
Right. The other thing, I think we're excited about, it's been a really difficult time in the economy in terms of business in general, but South Orange's downtown continues to thrive. Vacancies are remarkably low compared to some communities in the state and elsewhere. So that's great. South Orange Performing Arts Center has started its new season. SOPAC. New projects just opened up with 79 residential units and retail on the ground floor on Vos Avenue, 100 yards off the main drag. So, I mean, those are all great signs despite the challenging economy we've come through.
They surely are. We're two of your tenants, so to speak, right in the village, and it's just a pleasant place to be. My favorite is on a Friday night to sit up on above on a nice day and listen to the music coming from both places. It's really, really great, and great testament to you and all the other leaders in town.
Right.
An event that we both attended not too long ago was at the behest of your environmental commission, putting together, I guess I want to call it the brook or river. I don't know if I'm going to say
the
Rawway River. It just doesn't. It seems funny saying that because it doesn't look like what one would conjure up by river. But what a great job that you've all done.
I mean, that's a wonderful project. That's an example where residents as volunteers came forward. Many of them used to walk along the river or ride their bike to go to work by way of the train. South Orange's train station is the second busiest commuting station on the Marston-Essex line. We're sort of nip and tuck behind Summit, so with almost 3,500 people boarding a day. And they sort of said, we've got this river, or the East Branch or Rawway River, running through the center of the town. Why does it look so dreadful? Some of it had to do with the fact it was channelized years ago by the Army Corps of Engineers as a flood protection, so it was sort of functionally necessary. But it was overgrown, invasive weed species and the like. So through the work of a few folks, and one coming from the perspective of raising money through government grants, someone coming from the perspective as a planner, and somebody as an environmentalist, we're an initial group of volunteers. And then the idea built to a head of steam where the town embarked on doing a master plan for the river as a pedestrian and bikeway. And we just completed, with the help of the county, the state, and the federal government, what we call Phase 1B. Was the second phase, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's the stretch from Mead Street to Meadowbrook Place. So
sure, that's a great description of it, Mila. It just looks great.
It does look great, and I have to tell you, as an 32-year resident of South Orange, it's never looked better, and we enjoy it.
So we're now starting on the third phase with some Green Acres funding to first eliminate invasive weed species. And there's an old, dilapidated bridge that's really not in very good shape that provides access between parking, the South Orange Middle School, and the municipal pool complex and playground that we've gotten funding for. Actually, that's from the New Jersey Department of Transportation. And so we're going to replace that bridge. And we're just now about to embark on planning, more detailed planning for the stretch that would go from the area that we've worked on all the way down to 3rd Street and on beyond to the Maplewood border. So
there's so many things I want to talk to you about. The signature from 1850 has always been, the street lights or the gas lights in South Orange, and I know that you're in the middle of an innovative program with PSE&G to be able to kind of shut them on and off. It's a little different than those days when they hired people to snuff them and light them. So that's a great program you have going.
So, really credit goes to today Trustee Howard Levison. At the time, he was a citizen working in conjunction with the Volunteer Environmental, not Commission, I'm sorry, the Energy Policy Committee and the Citizens Budget Advisory Committee. And they looked at how much money the village was spending on gas to light the gas lights. The gas lights are an incredibly charming aspect of South Orange's street character.
They're expensive.
But they're expensive. Yeah. And they're not efficient because unlike modern electric lights where you can set them on a timer, years ago, many, many years ago, there were mechanical timers. There were people that would go around, they would wind up a timer, and then every few days, and you can actually see there are two little posts at the top that they put the ladder up to, and they'd go up there. The timers broke down, and it really didn't make sense. And there are issues with reigniting the gas, if you think about your gas barbecue. So two manufacturers were identified who had the technology to develop an auto igniter, something that would have essentially a light sensor that would determine it's dawn or dusk, and at dawn it would extinguish the flame, and at dusk it would sense the lack light and it would pop the flame back on.
So state-of-the-art technology, and ultimately you're going to save money for the taxpayer
Right.
and keep that charming feature. Speaking of which, state-of-the-art, you're just getting lots of prompts for what you're doing with virtual town hall and equipping everybody for the, especially for a small community like the Village,
Right.
To have state-of-the-art technology.
You know,
there for all your workers.
South Orange is been pretty advanced. This really predates my involvement, so I take no credit for this. But we've always pushed information out to the public. If you look at our website, it's, you know, I think it holds up well to any website in the country in terms of the amount of information. But the meetings of the governing body, meetings of the planning board, meetings of the zoning board of adjustment have always filmed live, real time, both through community cable and through web streaming. And then they're all archived on the web, so you can go today and look at a meeting from 6 months or 6 years ago. So and we've convinced, with a little bit of kicking and screaming, the Board of Ed to go live. So the Board of Ed is now live as well, which serves both South Orange and Maplewood.
And so you're continuing to push the envelope as
Right.
far as
We're
cutting
moving,
edge?
We're moving towards e-faxing. I just came out of a meeting this morning where, you know, the phenomenon of municipal workers getting up and going to a fax machine, putting a document in, getting up and retrieving a fax, walking it down the hall. All that today, and in many parts of the private sector, are being done from people's desktops.
Village is going paperless, as they
Right.
say.
Well, that's, you know, that is the goal. And then the other thing is, you know, serving the public in terms of requests. The request that today is usually a phone call to somebody who then is writing it down, finding the right person. It's to really move that servicing out to the public where they can, 10 o'clock at night or Sunday morning, whatever suits their personal cycle, they can say, here's the problem.
send it in.
You know.
Yeah, and I think that's a great example of the kind of problem solving that people can do when you give them the opportunity to.
Yeah.
So you're really setting a standard and producing a model for us.
Well, speaking of problem solving, I know that the environment has been near to and dear to your heart. Finally, give yourself credit for something here, Doug.
Yeah.
You really have moved forward with Sustainable New Jersey. I know you're a part of the really nationwide effort to promulgate that through communities throughout not only all of New Jersey, but the rest of our country. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I got involved shortly after I came on board with a group called the Mayor's Committee for a Green Future. The Mayor's Committee for a Green Future is an arm of the New Jersey League of Municipalities. And the Mayor's Committee for a Green Future had been working hand in hand with folks at Rutgers, at the time at the New Jersey State Sustainable Institute, folks at the College of New Jersey, at the Municipal Land Use Center, individuals from the New Jersey DEP, and from the Board of Public Utilities. And the three primary partners, which was Rutgers and the college and the mayors, worked together to build the certification program. That certification program is now live across the state. As of yesterday, 315 of the 566 communities have registered to participate.
Wow.
That's
great.
56% of the communities, representing about 65% of the population. So in two out of every three people in New Jersey now live in a community that's registered to pursue one of 16 broad categories of action items having to do with people, planet, and prosperity, the things we normally think about: recycling, energy conservation, but also local food economies, moving people from driving to work to using mass transit. And there are about 45 to 50 discrete actions that any community can take. One of the problems that mayors used to have in town councils would be, what do I do? How do I move the ball forward?
Well,
and
you
this
set the
kind of created a
template up.
roadmap for that. Last year, 47 communities submitted proof that they had achieved a certain level of success. 34 were certified. And this year, the cutoff just passed, and I believe the number is 57 or 58 have submitted their documents electronically, I might add, to prove what they've done. And it's a series of points. If you get 150 points, you become certified as bronze, and there's a silver
great.
status. So this is, and it's just been recognized nationally as one of 3 innovative programs for building community through sustainability.
It's awesome. Well, congratulations on that, and congratulations on all that you continue to do. Your daughters are well. I know you got one WashU graduate and another one
One's
is
about to
a
graduate
junior.
University of Michigan. She's
wow.
One graduating undergraduate school and one graduating graduate business school.
And
Well,
you
that's-
want them to be able to come back and afford
Absolutely.
something outside of your
That's
house,
it.
right?
No pressure on this major political outlet here, but 3.5 years, can we hope to look forward to another Newman administration?
You know, it's a great question. It's something I need to ponder over the coming months. So,
right. Well,
Good
interesting.
answer.
I hope that's a positive, because the people of the community will be well served if that's the case.
Thank you. Thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you for being here, Doug. And Mila, you're the best. Thank you for
Thank
my
you.
South Orange connection. And thanks for watching. Speaking of...